would say here, if I was like, with this invade, is like, what are you gonna lose when you do this? Like, let me just quickly say, sorry, like, it's not like you see where they are type thing, and there's already a fight going on. So like, you being here, what are you actually losing?
Potentially 3 minions in the lane.
Yeah. So
XP. Yeah.
yeah. So if you miss like minions here, but what else are you actually like losing? Like, what's like the most, like, as a jungler anyway, like if I look mid lane or any lane, if I have something, if my lane is doing something, I'm super happy because it like enables me. So what am I really talking about?
Like talking about Prio.
Yeah, pretty much. So like if you lose Prio here, like it's just I don't know. Like, it's just everything in high elo league. So you like being here to leash when you don't see any of them is kind of just like pointless. And yeah, because if you have Prio, bro, you can always like lean. Yeah, like if you start hitting the minions, you can always lean to this fight. And a Syndra who's just gonna queue with Comet, like, you know, because you play control mage, is like, it doesn't mean anything. Like, who cares if she even moves first here? So I just want you like staying maybe like south side of the lane, hitting the minions and getting Prio, and then you can always move if you need to. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Fair point. Fair point. I agree.
Because if Syndra like hits the wave here, like she probably should, because what's she gonna do anyway? Like Viego, the funny thing is like Viego can actually just do Raptors here, hit level 2, and then contest you straight away. I don't know why they're like just flipping this. But yeah, hopefully you get my point just about like Prime and stuff.
I have a sort of a mind block here from one of the previous games I had. It's usually like when I stay in mid lane here and then I auto attack and then the enemy mid laner moves, my wave state gets a little bit worse even, if that makes sense. Like if the shit goes down after after the initial invade, like here for example, and if I'm hitting the minions and then like Syndra moves and I have to follow, and then like no matter what happens, if I'm taking too long here, like this very fucked up fight, then that's my like mental block there. But I should probably be, as you said, like on the south side there. It's much better.
As soon as you see Syndra move, you just jump on her.
Yeah.
And you can just 1v1 her. Does that make sense?
Okay,
So I was like, as soon as you see her go, you just follow, and you can easily just like W over. I actually think it's like,
yeah.
I mean, like, she might fake it. Like, if you're clicking like this, she's gonna know like you're not going down here, right? You're clearly gonna W on, so she might like click back, and it would be bad. So you have to make sure you land W there. So maybe you can always like ward over and then go if you have ward still.
Yeah.
So little things like that will just like mean so much. But when you don't see, like, when your team doesn't see anyone, you can just sit in this brush. And if you see like them doing it, of course you just move insta, right? Of course you should just move.
Yeah.
But if you don't see anyone, then you should just be like first on the wave, or try to be anyway. And yeah, if she does this, then you just come here and just W on top of her.
Yeah. I did lose 3 minions. Actually, yeah, 3 minions.
Tell me what you're thinking here, because obviously that minion's like last hittable now. So when you see this in her, like just tell me what you're thinking. Like, what does your brain see?
What does my brain see? I mean,
Sorry.
I don't do anything. It's slightly pushing into me, no?
Yeah, I'm just thinking like the immediate future is you auto attacking this, and maybe her like auto attacking this. I'm just wondering, because it looks like you try to bait out her Q, because you could auto attack that and hit her with, oh no, because you started W, right? But anyway, like you could auto attack this now. So I'm thinking like, are you trying to move forward to bait her to Q? Are you like going to quickly click back so she Qs here, and as you're moving you'll dodge it? Like, you thinking about trying to bait her Q here, or?
Oh, I'm thinking about that minion, I think. Or maybe not.
You know what I mean? Like, it just looks, I don't know if you misclicked or something, but it seems like, because I feel most mid laners here, obviously like she has Q, right? Yeah.
Yes.
And you don't have W. So like when you have bone plating, right, you really want to proc it when you go in with W. It's not like you just want to get Q'd for free. So this is like super important in the lane, because you're not taking bone plating just to get like, you know, proc for free type thing by Syndra Q. If she Qs you and you've got bone plating, it's because you're Wing in, right? So I'd like to see you here just think, look, if I run into her, because what she should do is Q you here and just auto attack. She should know you don't have AoE on this because you started W. Can you see that already? Like, and it's kind of what happens
Yes,
here
yes.
for. So I just want you to like move in, and as soon as you know you're in like, just try to picture her Q range in terms of like a circle, right? That's obviously not fucking it. Like, what a disgraceful circle. But,
Yeah, it's fine.
But try to picture like that, the whole laning phase. So as soon as you enter it, I reckon you should just exit it quickly. Try beta. Yeah?
That's a good, especially with bone plating. Yes, that makes more sense than what I did.
Yeah, because I'm thinking like, okay, he's going to like run up, and then like even you running straight forward is actually kind of smart, because that's the other option, right? You just keep running, because most people will stop and then run back and like mistime it. So what you actually do here is almost good, but it just looks like you weren't really thinking about it. Like your clicks are a little bit weird, right?
Yeah.
If you were going to move forward, you would have just kept clicking, but you'd be like so close to it. So hopefully you get my point anyway.
Yes, I'll be honest, I wasn't even thinking about that scenario at all. Like, I was just looking at that minion. I think I tunneled. Yes. So, like, I wasn't even thinking, oh, I have bone plating, she has Q, blah, blah, you know, all that stuff that I should be thinking about.
Yeah, sure. And you'll hit 2 here. Okay, yeah, so like this is a big missed opportunity. And thankfully, I mean, this is like really close to being in range, but yeah. So just remember, folks, because you got a kill, right? You've got experience on top of her, yeah? And I know like it's a little bit, how do I put it, unorthodox this game, because both of you miss minions, right? But the funny thing is, like, even if she hits 2 here, like right here, even if she hit 2, man, you should be clicking forward. And whether you're trying to bait her to QE you, it's great, right? Because if she doesn't have E, man, and all she's doing is, okay, so like Syndra, the cardinal sin that people will do is they'll Q and E, right? But their Q won't land. You'll just get hit by the E, and it's like, who cares? Like, now what are you going to do for the next like 18 seconds, right? Whatever the cooldown is. So after that, you could just run forward and just full zone her. Does that all make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. I should be walking up definitely with the level 2, like before hitting level 2.
Yeah, exactly right. So like you could auto attack that minion. I'm gonna have to draw a circle. Oh my god, look at my circles. Auto attack.
Do I care about the aggro though? Do I care about the aggro at all? Because yeah.
Yeah, no, of course not.
Do I care about the aggro of the? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think so, because like the trade, like your level 2, right, is obviously 10 times better than hers. So what she needs to do, like, it's now really on her to like space your W, right? And if you jump in, if you ever jump in, like she just has to hold E. That's all it is, right? So yeah, all I'm saying here is like you could auto attack this minion anywhere in this circle, or even maybe like on the circle itself, right? And obviously, like if you were to say, you know, where would you love to be when this minion is level 2, it would obviously be like down here somewhere, right? Yeah, so you can just like immediately go on top of her. So I don't know, like if you were paying attention to XP here, but you should be, especially because that's like, how do I put it? Second wave melee. Which would be like level 2 anyway, or like the ones before. You see what I mean? Like when you hit level 2, you're actually like clicking back here. And this is like a big micro thing, because against like players until Challenger, man, you will be able to like gap them. And I've even coached like Chow mids in like Pro, and had to like gap people just in lane in certain matchups or popular matchups like these. And these like little details just go such a long way, right? And this game's like a little bit weird because of level 1, but still like you should be paying attention to that. As soon as you go here as well, Foz, just put your E on her.
Yeah, I should have.
Still pretty good though. Okay.
But I see why it could have been much better. Like it could have been so much better.
This is still pretty good though. I just want you to.
Could have had the W on her.
Yeah, if you land W here, like she went out to flash actually, because you've got like.
Yeah, she is a flash. Yeah.
But yeah, she might be like 200 HP or something.
Can you repeat the point that you made with the QE on her? Because you said that Q doesn't hit if she goes like for a QE. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, let's just say she's level 2, right? And she might be like, oh my, like she would have hit level 2 first, right? Let's just say you had the same experience, but like your assist is winning you the XP. But let's just say she hit 2 off that minion. If she hits 2 and she's like, oh, I'm level 2, as long as you space her Q again, Foz, it doesn't really matter if she hits you with E, right? Because the Q's not hitting you.
Yeah.
So lots of like bad Syndra players, which might even be like around this elo, will just like try to land a Q and E, but you're not dealing any damage and you're putting yourself like basically out of the lane for the next 15 however many seconds.
But are we talking like aggressive or as I W in?
No,
Are
just
we
like, just
talking
like
about
generally,
very
like you
aggressive?
could even try to bait it potentially, right? Like as soon as she hits level 2, she
Oh,
might be
okay,
like, right, I'm gonna skill E,
okay.
and you run forward, and you know she's 2, and you might click back again, like I'm saying. So as long as you dodge that Q, even if she E's through, like who cares if you get hit? It's good if you get hit. So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, she should always hold E, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, I think after this is like a little bit more harder to see. But when you click back here, I'm going to circle something, and I want you to tell me why I would circle it.
She wants to last hit that.
Okay, so if she wants to last hit it, being a Syndra, Orianna, right, any champion with AoE here, Lissandra, something like this, right, Ari with Q, whoever it is, falls like, where do you think you should stand?
Top side.
Yeah, I agree. Or like if you're down here, like top or bot, right? Just somewhere away from the minion. But because you're closer to top here, I'm absolutely fine with you standing top as well.
Yeah, and I don't have W, so I can just threaten auto attacks, right?
Yep. Yeah, you could even like potentially like run into her, but I don't really like that because you have no cooldowns. So if she ran up and just, you know, like auto attack that and Q'd you, maybe you're just getting like hit for free. You're trading an auto attack with a Syndra Q, it's probably not good. That would normally be level 3, right, Foz? So my brain is like screaming at me here because, you know, that's just like the standard, I guess. So level 3, yeah. But because it's weird again, you just have to look at this, bro. That's all it is.
Yes.
No one can say, right, you missed like 3.5 minions or 4 minions. This is like when you're gonna hit. Like, no one's gonna remember those timers. So you have to be able to like read it live. Like even here, right? Let's have a look at your XP bar. And it's kind of nice for us because it like resonates, you know what I mean? Not resonates, but what's the fucking word? Correlates or some shit. Like with your W cooldown almost. So like when you get that cannon in 5 seconds maybe, your W's back up.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the same thing here. These clicks back should be forward and you should just go. Although, I mean, in saying that, like, why would you not go? Can you think of a reason why you wouldn't go there?
Because of her E, obviously, but I think I should get it out.
Yeah.
Anyways, and then just look for a shove and then recall, because this way I'm just sitting, letting her get for free, like anything she wants.
Yeah, so, okay, this is what a lot of people, man, will like, how do I put it? Like, you thinking, right, you're gonna like shove and recall. I can like kind of understand what you're saying, but you don't need to recall here because you're like so healthy, right? And you've got pressure in lane. So if you recall, okay, like you could recall and TP back, but you're only buying like a longsword or something, right? And it's not like you need a longsword to really like keep pressure in this lane because you already have it with Prio. Yeah? So like you're kind of using TP for... Yeah,
I don't think I would ever TP, to be honest. I mean, I could also walk and look for something as well. Like, I'm just saying that I have free time. If I play it a bit more correctly, I get like more 5 to 10 seconds more.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I walk up, as you say.
Yeah, if you get an E as well, like if you just W in, like it's totally worth like just getting an E. I was actually really thinking of like Viego, because, but again, like this game's been weird, right? So this timer here is like where you're going to get ganked. So if you W in, you have to be super careful, right? And you have to know that, you know, you're not going to be 1v2ing after you jump in, because that's the key. If I'm jungling and right, there's Tristana using W, there's Fizz using E, there's Syndra using E, all of those things, right? Like that's what I'm looking for. So you do have to be a little bit careful, but in this game, like, where their clear has, you know, been kind of fucked over, he's probably not even level 3 yet, which he isn't, funnily enough. So like this guy's probably not even going to be able to like gank you on this normal timer, right? Maybe it's like push back 20-30 seconds. So as soon as you hit 3 here, you should actually just be like going in. The only other reason you wouldn't is because like you think their support's moving as well. So maybe like their bot randomly had insane prio and their support was missing, then you'd have to be careful.
And Diana could easily be there if there's a fight 2v2.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, she can also cover as well. And that's what I want you to do, by the way, Forza. If you're creating a diff in 1v1 like that, bro, you're never going to get ganked. Like, I'm never going to let you get ganked and just die. You get me?
Yeah.
But that's what I want. I want you to, like, have pressure in the lane and stuff. Same thing here. Yeah, you could have just done it, like, a little bit earlier. That was, like, nice movement, though, down. Just one thing, Forza, because you touched it, like, you don't even know if you'd use TP. I would always use TP if my jungler's going to be active. Because... you're TPing to maintain prio, right? That's really why you're doing it. If you just run back and the wave is pushed into you, Yeah, like yes, you save TP, but as a jungler, like I'm looking at my mid laner and thinking, wow, they're pushed under tower. Like I thought you had prio and we're gonna keep it. I've had that so many times where like I'll have prio, mid for 4 minutes, and they're running out of base with TP, and I'm like, wait, what? Like just TP back and just keep it. Like I'm invading here. So if your jungler's gonna be active, yeah, you should definitely just TP back mid and maintain prio and stuff.
Yeah. Usually there's calls about that probably, so I don't even get to decide on my own.
Oh yeah, I mean like, well,
Yeah.
bro, if I'm
TP
your jungler and like doing something, I'm gonna ask you to like TP. So that's all you need to
Yeah,
think
yeah.
about.
Yeah.
And obviously like in 1v1, if you're gonna miss like 3 minions if you don't TP, of course you TP. Those are just no-brainers for me, but you don't have to be greedy with it. Like prio again is just everything in King in these elos because it enables, if you go and watch fucking, I know it might be like 2-3 years ago, but go and watch Damn One and their drafts when they like won champs. Every lane has prio at like 3 minutes.
Yes.
And it just enables Canyon, right? To do like whatever he wants to do.
Yes, we love Canyon.
We do. The goat. Maybe there's something here about this, but yeah, like you jumping in, how do I put it, Foz? Just, I just want you going in like as soon as you hit 3. So please remember the standard timing for 2 and 3. So first melee, second wave, second melee, third wave. And if it's uneven, like please just remember, what do you call it? The, to look at your XP bar.
Yes.
So you should be like channeling W here.
Yep.
The other thing to say here, Foz, is like, your best time to W in, right, is when she's going for a minion. So like when she's about to last hit that's when you should be just like absolutely sending it. After this, right, she's not going for anything, so your W here, it's not doing anything.
You're also walking back, yeah.
Yeah, so like your W timing, like just give me a minion, what you should be like using your W on. Which one? Like what minion would you say, right, if you're gonna get this minion, I'm gonna jump in?
To be honest, she should not be there at all. She should just back off. So, like after she did the minion before, where I had the timing to jump on her, I think like right now she just backs off because none of these minions are ever gonna be dying, and like next wave is gonna do the thing. Yeah, so like she's just being there for no reason.
Yep.
Oh, she's already backing off, so you should think, yeah.
Yeah, so like you're right. Like there's no intention for her to like stand up. I'm just saying like as soon as you hit level 2, you can like move up in a way that you can put yourself in a position to like, obviously you're just trying to get in range. That's all I'm saying. So when she's gonna be in range of like that cannon, that's just like an obvious like W timer. But again, like this might be in like 10 seconds time. So again, you have to like be a little bit careful about jungle. Yeah. Unless you like have a ward and your jungle's active. So maybe in another game, like let's just say it's 3:30 and your Diana is pushing crab up. You Wing in might actually be okay from like down here.
Yeah. I mean, we do have some info, like where Viego is and what he's doing. Like we kind of tracked him very well. So, I mean, obviously we invaded level 1 and just kept hold of him.
But yeah, even that's important though, bro. Like just that W timing on the minion, not just like because you feel like it type thing. Foz. Okay, so you are easily healthy enough to shove next wave, right? Because she just used W, so she's got Q, W, and E, right?
Yes.
Some Syndra players, like, you play Syndra, might put 2 points in Q, so to know that, just track the damage. If her Q does, like, more damage than you expect, like another 20, 30 damage, you're like, wait, what the fuck? She's obviously put 2 points in it, and it's probably just Q and E. So her using W, it's a longer cooldown. So now she's just playing Q and E Syndra, which isn't really that scary, right? Like 1 point in Q, 1 point in E, it's fine, right? And this next wave, you're going to get the first auto attack in. Now, I want you playing the next wave for simply based on like cycles or wave cycles, right? So they come in sets of 3, yeah? So first wave in the game is just a standard wave. So 6 minions, second wave is just standard wave, right? And then third is cannon.
Yeah.
And then it just repeats itself. Wave 4 is the first standard wave again. Wave 5 is the second standard wave. So like, what minion wave, or like, how do I put it? Like, when is the best time to base, do you think? Like, is it after that? Is it after wave 2? Is it after wave 1? Like, which one?
I think as the cannon minion walks into lane is the best way to recall.
So,
because
after what one then?
I mean, is it like after 2? So for a cheater recall, right? And after 5.
Like, oh, okay. Like you're talking actually like about the actual wave numbers. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just saying for like everything here is going to be a wave 2 for me. So we can even call that wave 1, right? Because it just like repeats itself. So after wave 2, it's best to base just because the cannon wave gives you enough time to like do whatever the fuck you want to do, and it's harder to shove. So like this next wave is going to be wave 2. So I'd much rather you stay for that. You shove it. Use your E on the wave as well if you want to. Might be a little bit risky. I'll probably do that like later. Yeah. But anyway, I would just try to shove that, and then you can run off, and then you can base TP back on the cannon wave, and then you have prior again. Because everything therefore is like, after you kill her minions, which was like a few seconds ago, I think, you should just be like backing off immediately. You base here, and the wave is literally just in mid lane already, you see? So if I'm Syndra here, I'm super happy because now I can shove, base, and TP back. So the funny thing is she'll get another wave here, which is more gold for her. Now, it's not going to dictate a lane, don't get me wrong, but it's a tiny advantage that might materialize into something. Yeah? Like, I don't know why she's here as well. Like, if I'm the Syndra, I'm like, wow, this Tristana's not here. That's really nice.
I think they're here because of the bot lane prior, and they won that scuttle. I think that's why they're there. And the Viego is super far behind. I don't know if you can notice, but like very far behind in this game already. And I think that's their call. I was like, I'm just explaining why they're doing it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like super troll. They're going for bot crab. Like, I mean, it might not be actually the worst thing in the world, but yeah, like he's just top, and he can just, I don't even know, bro. Like he can just like split the map, I guess, or just do crab or whatever. But like, I'm not even thinking about jungle here, man. Like, I could not care less. So like,
of course.
If you just keep prior falls, like if you just, sure. If you just keep prior, bro, like you just stay mid. That's all you need to do. And if Syndra moves, you just say, look, Syndra is missing, guys, and your Diana has to run off a little bit, and maybe she can't even do the crap, right? Because maybe Thresh Aphelios is too strong. Like, it's not like you're gapping Syndra as much as these two in terms of HP, right, are gapping bot. Like, Leona's HP, but even still, like, fucking Aphelios' zoom. Okay, so all I'm saying for is, like, you can just sit mid, and you shove wave 2, because it's definitely best for you, and you just say, look, Syndra's moving, do what you want with that to your jungler. Like, your jungler has to be good to react. You can't just fucking always move. You know, like, this here is important to you. Goodness me. That wave there is, like, important to you. It's wave 2, you want to shove, you want to recall and TP back. Like, that I would do every single game here, like, no matter what. And if your jungler wants to run it down, even though you've said Syndra might move, but that's great for you, because your jungler should even be happy. Wow, that Syndra's moving, no worries, just shove mid then. And she's going to miss, like, half a wave. Like, I would be happy as a jungler to see her moving, because they never kill me if I'm Diana, right? Because I've got all the info, and you get, like, a little bit of an advantage mid. Yeah? So that would be, like, my thought process there. Like, I wouldn't care, I could not care less, like, about them going to crab, because I don't know if you win, like you said, with your bot lane still farming under tower, right? And you can just ping missing. That's all you need to do here, Foz. And if you're going to ward, right? If you're going to ward, after you shove, you kind of actually do it straight away, to be fair. But you would ward and just come back. Like, I actually think this is good. And now you just come back, yeah? So I still think that's fine, but now you come back and then you go nuts.
Yes. That makes more sense.
Do you have any scrims, by the way, Foz, of you playing Syndra, or like your real mains?
Yeah, I have a lot, but I don't know if I have on this patch though. Maybe I do.
I think it'd be really useful going through one of your Syndra games, to be honest.
I can check. Let me check.
Yeah, have a look. Yeah, this is what I mean for. It's like this elo, man, and like these scrims or amateur semi-pro. I see this even in like, I don't want to say like OS is fucking like great or anything, but yeah, like even pro teams over here, right? Where stuff like this is just, for me anyway, an indicator that these guys are just comp tamed, I'm gonna call it. Someone else uses that term, I'm gonna use it. So comp tamed. Basically, like, you're gonna get told by people who don't know the game that you leaving mid is great here because you're getting 60 gold for a scuttle crab. That's literally what you're getting. A crab gives you 60 gold.
Yeah.
There is 120 gold there and fucking half a level worth of experience.
Okay, but hear me out. What if my
my
teammate is
God.
blubber? What do I do?
Well, I would just be myself and say, get fucked. And I would just stay mid. But, yeah, look.
What if my jungler dies? I found a script with Syndra, actually.
Yeah, bro. Let's.
I
I think it'd be
don't
good
remember
to
the
go through
game,
because I think it would be
Okay.
still good to go through because yeah, like that's the
Okay.
champ you play the most, right? But are you happy with this, Foz? Like stopping here with this?
I'm very happy, yes. Yeah, this is really good because I really like experience in Tristana. I like the timings are way off. Like, I'm not the most mechanical player in the world as well, so it's like this works really well for me. So I really appreciate it.
That's fine, mate. No worries. Yeah, it's really not that bad to be honest. But yeah, like if you can find me a scrim or not a scrim or any game of like Chovy or the top mid lane is like just leaving mid, like this much for a crab, man. Like you enabling crab Foz is sitting mid. Like, you have more influence over crab by sitting between that little square.
I'm gonna show this to my jungler.
Just send him to me. Like, I'm like everyone's master, right? So, like, I don't want to be toxic to your jungler. I'm just saying this to help you and potentially
Yeah,
like,
of course.
if he is
It's
master
a bit
elo,
meaty,
his version of the game is fucked. Like, there's a reason he's here. So if he thinks like this is really good, like his mid lane are missing minions and experience, I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, no, you've got to have self-respect, man. And I completely understand, like, if you stay mid there and keep me prior. All right, no worries. I can't get this bot crab. It's only 60 gold, but I'll get this one. I'll clear my top camps. Then I'll base and come down here. Maybe I recontest his Raptors that I took at, like, what, 420, or maybe he took. I don't even fucking know the game in terms of jungle. But yeah, like, you don't need to, you know...
Yeah. It's
submit
just a bit
yourself.
memey. Yeah. So I'm not being serious. I think my jungler is pretty fair when it comes to prio and shit. He likes to call out prio over just moving, like, most of the time anyways. So, like, yeah. Just a little bit memey, sorry.
No, mate, that's fine. I completely get it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, I've got to close this one. Whoops. What a shit coach. Oh my god, I'm getting hit with the messages.
Oh no.
Alright, we're chilling.
Okay, we're good.
We're good.
I don't remember much of this game, to be honest.
Oh my god, the AP on your team, no? Oh, never mind, you do have a Jaeger. Yeah, that looks like a Merc Treads game. Same with them as well. I've got to do this for my mental. Bang.
Yeah.
I've got to do that, Fords. Right, okay. Alright, we're back in base. Fords, remember to buy
I didn't buy mine. Yeah.
Fuck, what a good coach.
Yeah.
Don't get hit by a Z. Nice. Oh, nice. Yeah, cheeky. TF with the ghost, so no TP. This is quite interesting. I think it's probably... It depends, like... This is just my, like, version of it anyway, but I'm pretty sure, like, TFs will run ghost if they think the lane is, like, actually pretty chill. But this lane I don't think should be that chill for him. Maybe it's different, though, because Syndra, like, your Q's now 7 seconds. But I definitely know for a fact, like, back in the day, he can't run ghost into, like, a Syndra with...
he can run ghost if, like, there's gonna be a lot of plays for him. And that's, like, the issue. The only issue for me was I really can't match him because he's fast. He's gonna go boots first, literally. He's gonna go Shurelius, and he has ghost. He's gonna move, and he has ult, of course. Like, my only issue, if he's ever stuck in lane with me, like, I just stomp this. I'm very confident with that. He has to buy mercs if he wants to survive the lane, etc., so...
Okay, so I'm gonna point out, and you're gonna fucking hate me for this, but hopefully you love me at the same time, but... All I'm gonna say here... Foz is like... When you auto-attack here, right? Okay. This might happen in solo queue where, like, Rel comes from behind. Like, honestly, I've seen it happen, but I highly doubt it would. But anyway, like, even if that does happen, it's gonna be, like, 1 in 100 games, okay? So, all I'm saying is, like, you auto-attack this, and then you click back. And it's just, like, a natural thing for you, just like the Tristana game. And even, like, TF knows here that you have pressure, right? And this guy probably warded, by the way, so you should like let your jungle know.
Yeah.
So yeah, all I'm saying for is like, can you see what I'm trying to get at without actually really pointing it out?
Yes, I'm
Even
backing
this?
off for no reason.
Yes.
I should be queuing for my stack, or like stack the first strike.
Yep, exactly right. And it's like a TF who's going to start W. Like, what's he going to do
Yes,
against
I don't
you,
think
right?
I walk into that range. Yeah, I just go for Q range,
Of
right?
course, yeah, because if you walk into auto attack, he's just going to insta W. So, and whatever the card is, doesn't really matter, right? So yeah, it's just a Q. But I'm just saying, like, whatever your Q range is, same thing. Try to play. Oh my fucking god, what an O circle. Try to play the. Try to play the game,
range.
or like the exactly. Like with this, you know, like if you press A, if you have the attack range on, like you'll see your attack range.
Yes.
Just play as if you have this the entire time, and as soon as he's in range, you flick your mouse and Q. If you believe you can hit it, right? That's it. But you don't even need to move here. Like you could even just auto attack and just press S, or you should just move towards him. So you're just trying to touch him with that Q distance, and as soon as you Q, you click back. So you would like maybe click forward, Q, and then just click back, something like that. And he can never hit you, right?
Also,
so,
to note, this scrim, I just remembered, they are all like at least 200 plus LP on us, all of us. At least.
As long
like
as they're not challenger,
they're a little bit higher.
Fair enough. But as long as they're not chow, like, you should be able to like win like any scrim. So yeah, same thing here for like, I see you moving like the same with him, but him like going all the way up here, I guess like it's actually smart because the minion wave is tilted up here. But if you're down here, like instead of going like that, so you're still the same distance in a way away from him, that sounds really fucking weird. But all I'm saying is like, if he moves up here, what do I almost want you to do? Instead of going there,
just up towards him.
Yep, exactly
up for
right.
Q.
Yep, exactly the same thing, right? You're just trying to encompass him into your Q range. Whereas here, you're like ages away. It makes some sort of sense because like you are on the same side, so you could actually like potentially move up here. But with the minion wave, like any sort of auto attack, you're just going to cop way too much aggro. So yeah, like you going to here is a lot quicker than going meow like that.
Also, the level 1 you said it's a good shout. So that Rel could literally be on my lane.
Yeah, they will, by the way. Like, I've seen it happen, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm amazed you haven't tried to Q him, like, on any of these minions. Just watch this for me. And just remember, Foz, like, AoE, right? So red card, if he does do it, just the same as, like, Syndra's Q, who you just played against. If you're standing on top of minions, like, you'll get splashed.
Yes.
So just keep that in your head.
Yes.
Yeah, so like all these minions he's gonna last hit. You know what I mean? Like you can auto attack and Q as this champion, which is a hard mechanic, don't get me wrong, but they're gonna add up and mean something. And you're running first strike for a reason too. Same thing here. Watch that minion. You're queuing when it's not last hittable. So patience, yeah? Patient. Now you can go. And even if you queue him and the minions, it's good for us because you guarantee like more prior. Just make sure like when you queue, you click back.
Yes.
Yeah, but he actually moves up. See, like this guy actually does something like good where you're on cooldown and he actually moves up. And if he gets like any sort of damage onto you here, like you're losing first strike. He actually could have hit you there, I'm pretty sure, by the way. Yeah, so this Foz, that Q that you did, put yourself like in this position.
Yes.
So this one here, right, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. See what I mean? And because you're running first strike, by the way, like, yeah, it's a little bit more. I don't actually know if first strike, I should have even brought this up. If this, are pros running this? Just, if pros are running this in this particular matchup, then, like, Chovy and shit, like, I'm just gonna say no worries. But are they, or do you know?
I played Syndra a lot, and I think first strike is a way to go because inspiration tree is just so good for her. Like the triple tonic thing is just absolutely broken because it gives you 5 stacks at level 9, right? Level 6 is also pretty good. Even the level 3 tonic is pretty good for Prio. The Cosmic Insight and the boots as well, like they go pretty hard on her. Unless you need in a certain matchup you need boots, like I don't know, some crazy shit like Vel'Koz, and no one plays that, or Lux, you need boots early. And apart from that, I think you just go this. Like it's not about first strike as much as it's like the rest of the tree. Because I think like if you go Airy, I think the Airy is the only like other viable option in my opinion. the rest of the tree is not that good and like not that like impactful. If that makes sense. Apart from just Airy being better than First Strike.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. So like First Strike is if the matchup is just like free, you know. But I don't know like how free TF is. It's probably still chill, right? But how do I put it? Like
I should be playing this better.
You want to be running like Airy or maybe even Comet. I don't actually know if that's a thing, but definitely Airy for like if you feel as if you need that to pressure the lane and have prio and just perma stomp it, right? If it's a really free lane and they're playing some really shit early game champion that you're just going to win no matter what, then First Strike is fine. But even say like put Scorch in there as well.
Yeah, Scorch makes more sense. Like in general, like for like, but I think Comet is absolute like troll on Syndra because a lot of her combos, like you just push them out of combat, and if you just go walking with like a Q stuff, people can just dodge out of it. Like you need to hit like the only reliable like combat hit you have is W actually if you open with W, but it's like unrealistic in a lot of combos you do, in my opinion.
Yeah, I just like saw the Syndra run it before and I was like, oh yeah, maybe it's actually good now. So I'm not that in touch with runes. I just know like generally speaking, like people will run Airy just so like they have more presence in lane. So if you think like that's actually important in a lane, then definitely run it. If you think First Strike is free, then I think you should be running Scorch of it. Do these I actually fucking don't. So does this give you mana? Because obviously you're losing biscuits, right? So does that thing give you mana or not?
That doesn't give you mana.
Okay, right. Okay. So you need mana flow then. Okay.
Yes, I need mana flow.
So yeah, just mana flow and Scorch then with First Strike I think is better. But yeah, that Q like
yeah,
that you missed. Yeah, Scorch I think is better than Transcendence. But yeah, that Q that you missed falls just because you mistimed it on the minion. Now means like you lose a little bit of pressure here, right?
Yeah.
And HP for it. That will still give you 2. Alright, same thing here, right? Can you see like how there's a similarity for like when you hit what do you put? And by the way, like when you do this, okay? Should have pointed this out as well. He's not going for a minion, right? So how are you going to land a Q on him here?
It's actually very difficult because I mean you just have to be on top of him or like just zone him out so he doesn't walk in. I think in front of him should be a call, not behind him, because he never walks behind now. Like he never goes back.
Okay, so
he shouldn't.
When he goes for a minion fuzz, he's going to auto attack it, right? Maybe he W's it, right? When he hits you here and damages you, he's going to do the same thing. He's going to either auto attack you or W you, right? Now, obviously, you don't want to get like fucking hit here before you have your Q back up. So, if you are like, if he's really going like this hard at you, of course you can't let it happen too much, right? Because otherwise you're going to miss minions. Like, you need to say, look, fucking relax, mate. Like, get back a little bit. So, all I'm saying, man, is like if you want to land like Qs when they're doing stuff like this, and it might happen, like even if that Q lands before Foz, he might still do this, right? So the only way you can actually land your Q is if you actually like let him hit you with a W or let him auto attack you type thing, right? Because there is like a line that he's going to cross here. If you don't actually, you know, kind of retaliate, you're just going to run all the way back and then miss minions. Yeah, so you might have to cop a little bit of damage, but in return you're saying, look, you're going to W me, I'm going to Q you. And because his W is targeted as well, right, like his gold, what is it, like gold and blue card, he'll cop aggro here, and you won't.
Yes.
Does that make sense? So you have to like kind of wait for him to W you, and that's when you Q. So when he goes like here, you should even move up like more, maybe even like this, right? Because you're missing gold here.
Yeah, I'm missing gold. And I mean, that's his whole goal is to do that.
Yeah, of course.
I see like I see a lot of points here, and it feels like I have a lot of these games. It's 50-50, okay? Sometimes I hit stuff and I play well and it feels good. Sometimes I do this non-stop and it feels like I'm out of rhythm. I don't know if that makes sense. It feels like I'm gonna do this on repeat during the laning phase. I'm gonna make these Qs very bad. Like very, very bad spots of Qs. And then I do this like on repeat. For the like some games I just hit perfectly and I pay attention. Like they're last hitting something and I go for the Qs, or I'm just positioning myself way better in the laning phase. Like I'm moving up sometimes, but not always. And it's like not conscious decisions. Sometimes it just like it's like a rhythm of the game. I don't know how else to explain it.
Yeah, sure.
It's like just being in the zone. I don't know.
Yeah. Like all I would do if I were you, like when you're playing Syndra again, is just make sure if you ever watch Rookie play Syndra, if you watch Chovy play Syndra, they're all the same, where they will be queuing on minions. Yeah? Basically. Unless they have unless they hit 2 first, and they can move up and they're in range, and you're like, even if you don't go for a minion here, if I land, this is really good for me. Or if they hit 3 first, 2 points in queue and just go for it. But even there, you have to be disciplined around using it because there's a longer cooldown now, and you want to be going for the queues, generally speaking, when they're going for CS, right? Or when they're going to lock themselves into hitting you. So if a TF, is trying to zone you, I mean, honestly, here for you should just run like this.
Yes.
Yeah. So
also, the 2 points in queue thing, because most from what I've seen, most pros, or maybe I'm mistaken right now, but I see QW starts. I don't think people unless you have to take E, people don't take E because you stack faster, basically, because lower cooldowns on W and easier to hit. Let's say.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I've seen a lot of pro players do.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll be honest, I've watched Nemesis mostly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine, bro, to get W, because you can always just W a minion, slow them, and it guarantees Q. Rather than you've got to land Q to guarantee E. So that's absolutely fine. But I was just saying 2 points in Q at level 3 if you have prio. And you don't need to worry about jungle because you know where they are, and they can never really go in anyway, right? Because you'll have insane prio and you'll be holding a side of the lane. Let's just say you've got, it's your level fucking 3 and you're over here, and you've already got a ward down here. If you get ganked like this, you just run off. I'm never going to gank you, man. So you can even just afford to put 2 points in Q for more damage, quicker shove if you need a shove because the wave's all the way up here or something. So I'm just saying that's an option. You don't always do it, but yeah.
Yeah, I gave up on lane pretty much. I should have just used that.
This is a little bit better, right? Because you actually run forward here. But it's the same thing. He's not last hitting. So yes, I know he auto-attacks a minion, but it's not plus 14. It's not plus 21. It's not plus 60 something for the cannon. So what you could do here is actually just posture, and when he's got blue card, right, it might be red next. So if he goes red, you would quickly click away, right, from that splash. Yeah, so when it goes red, you click away. When it's gold, then you can maybe move up and try to put your Q around him again. You see?
Yes.
So just because, again, you hit level 2, it doesn't necessarily mean you just have to Q straight away. And when he moves up here, you move like that. You auto attack and you Q him. Make sense?
Do I care about Dragon here? I shouldn't, right?
I don't think so. It's a good question. Yeah. If you are scared of J4, you can always ward it. But I wouldn't really care, Foz, because that's going to be so rare that happens. I don't want to talk too much about a 1 in 100 level 2 J4 gank. But yeah, you're right. It might happen, but it mostly won't. So it might sound like bad coaching, but again, I'd rather get into other stuff. So it's a legit question.
No, that makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, but this movement though for level 2 is fine. Even though you missed that minion, and I could say just wait a little bit. Your movement here, you're actually clicking forward, which is great. And you're putting your Q range definitely in range of him, right? But it's the same thing. He's not actually going for anything here. Yeah? So you've got to factor in your minions as well, Foz. Lots of mid laners will, decent, good mid laners even, will focus on enemy minions. Great mid laners will look at all 12. Or 14.
Yes.
Same thing there. That minion there, you can pressure him for. Move like this, and just pressure. So don't just think, Foz, you have to play in line with the minions. Of course not, right? You can always move like this. Okay, unfortunately you've lost prio here. So are you scared of J4 or?
Yeah, I think that was the call. If I recall it now, because I don't think I would usually just back up that. I would make a mistake probably with the Q forward, but I don't think I would just back off randomly like that. Probably I'm afraid of some random gank mids, because we saw him start reds. He could do some real shit. So that was the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right about that. I would be scared, but whenever you talk about jungle, you have something to protect yourself, which is what. What do you have to help yourself against jungle here? What can you do?
I just go bot side here, I think.
Yeah, you could even hold bot side, but if you were really scared of getting ganked, just generally speaking, don't worry about this picture. Just close your eyes. What do you have as a mid laner to protect yourself from junglers or supports?
I mean, I have E spell.
Yeah,
What are we getting at?
All right, I'm gonna reveal the answer. It's just a trinket, bro. I might have like worded the question weirdly. My
Oh,
bad. But yeah, like you have
yeah.
a ward, right? So if you were
Yeah.
scared, you could always just put a ward down, like just past the brush, right? So it covers like everything. Or you can put a ward down at the end of that wall. Same thing down here. It will cover that and it will cover that. So it's like the best wall you can put down. So yeah, if you are scared of jungle, like just put a ward down. Or like you said, you could always just move down like this, right? Like we're talking about.
Yes. Yeah, I think I was way too scared. I should have just focused on the wave, like covering bot side, and that's it. Because like if they like do some flash things, because they need to flash on me if they get like they need card, like yellow card, flash, stun, whatever they need, and my jungler is gonna be there in time, I think.
Yeah, if J4 ganks you and he just gets a flash, I wouldn't really care too much. And by the time you're level 6, like you'll probably have flash back up. Or like he's level 6, you'll definitely have it back up. So I really wouldn't care less. And like he's just losing time against Viego. Like Viego might even be able to invade his bot side or something after that. J4 no flash, uses EQ on blue buff, like you just kill him. Yeah. Okay, just watch this for me. So yeah, we talked about like just wait until he goes for a minion. Even if you're level 2, Foz, right? Just wait until he goes for a minion. Okay, watch this for me. So you auto attack, last hit, beautiful, and then again you just click back. Like so far back even, and he's got 2 minions, or definitely 1, right? He can last it, and he's got another one very soon. So your minions are saying, Foz, you know, Syndra, help us. Like we're gonna get killed by this guy, and you're like, no, I'm just gonna run off. You can die for free. You gotta treat the minions, Foz, like your friends, your teammates.
Yes.
They're part of your team, and they want protecting. So here, like he just gets 2 minions for free, there's no Syndra Q, and he also Qs the wave, so he thins it out, and now it's gonna like push back to you. Whereas like if you were pressuring him, you can still auto attack the wave, you know, and keep prio. Same thing, Foz. Tell me like the similarity here. So what have you done in terms of using spells that's kind of bad here?
Yeah, I should just waited for him to,
Yeah, can you see it though? Like it's an easy pattern to fix, I think.
Yes. I should wait for him to.
Yeah, because imagine if
or
you
like,
W now.
Push him out
imagine
to use his Q.
Yeah, imagine if you just pick up any of the minions now. He's gonna feel a bit more pressure. Because there's a trade taking place, there's gold. But the Syndra is just using W when I'm fully mobile. You need to wait until he locks himself into auto-attacking or Wing, whatever it is, right? Even here, auto-attack the wave. Just keep auto-attacking the wave, man. Like, if I'm Viego here, I want you to, again, prio. I don't want to like have to deal with like TF or whatever, because now Viego might have to go Raptors, Krugs, Red, and run towards top crab. And if your bot lane is the HP they're at, by the way, like they're gonna get dove by J4, especially now. I think looking at that.
Yeah. Oh, J4 is mid.
Oh, what the fuck?
We expected that. Yeah. That was the part. Like, yeah. I mean, in retrospect, I'm happy, but I should be bot side. I should be like hovering towards like bot river here because of my jungler. I should not be there because. I also coach a little bit, okay? I always say don't run towards your tower always, you know? And I think this is also the case where I shouldn't run towards my tower at all.
Yeah,
but sure. I'm always hovering tower. I'm going towards the tower, and I kind of expecting like we know he's either gonna be on wolves or he's gonna gank me. Like that's the only 2 options he has, right? So I'm being wary of it, but I should be fucking on the bot side river here 100%, and we take that 2v2 any time of the day. Okay, I don't know about bot lane, but still.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, so you're absolutely right. Maybe even like where you ward. Like you're definitely right, Foz. Like even when you use W though, it might sound like a little bit risky because you don't have E, but they should never kill you. Like TF should have to ghost to like W or flash. And by the time you ever does, like you're so far away from J4 that Viego's here and J4 can never really chase. And also like if you did want to ward aside, it should probably be the side like your jungler's moving towards. So if you actually have a ward down here and your jungler keeps fighting, and then you see J4, it's like, wait, what the fuck? Let me come here after red and counter gank. So your vision is like towards your jungler. So this will happen like later in a game. Let's just say you have a control ward, right? And your jungler's pathing towards grubs and you put a control ward here, it's like, it should be here. Or if they're pathing towards dragon, then it goes here, right? So you can always like ward towards where your jungler is and just manipulate or change like your positioning according to the enemy jungler. So like it doesn't really matter if Viego's bot here, just the fact that J4 is obviously like if he's gonna gank you, you're gonna be here. But yeah, lots of prio here, Foz, when you had prio at level 2, like feels really bad. And even like in another game, it's not RNG, I guess, but in another game you're gonna miss like experience there because you're so far away.
Yes.
Oh my god, they're quite mad, aren't they? That, by the way, Foz, is the most like pro like comp tamed gank I've ever seen. Like him even going for that just looks like, all right guys, we've picked TFJ4, we're just gonna force it. It's such a good combination. And I'm like, how the fuck do you kill this person? Like what? Just go and do your wolves, bro. Like that sounds toxic, but that's just what I'm gonna tell that guy.
Like, so, okay, I have a side question here.
Yeah, mate.
Because I've seen, against me specifically, in like half of the scrims, the enemy junglers do this whenever aggressive champions they pick. And somewhat, I see it working in terms of prio for the enemy mid lane. Because like, when I get Syndra, most of the times, I do get prio. There's some rough matchups, but I think this like triple camp towards mid, just walking through mid, like, kind of fucks me so many times. In terms of like whatever my jungle wants to do as well. And I have been struggling with it, to be honest. I see now how I could have played it better, way better. Like I could have walked towards bot side. I could have played the level 1 or 2 level way better, and like just have maybe a reset of the waves, and then it would be fine, right? But apart from that, like I see this a lot. Like it happens to me a lot. Level 3 ganks. Like people just walk into my lane. They don't fucking do anything. Sometimes they just throw a spell, pisses me off, or something like that. They don't really execute a gank. They don't really do anything. They just like walk past. Maybe throw a spell on the wave as well, and the enemy mid laner has prio, and they always end up having prio like this. Like no matter the matchups, no matter anything. And I would like to know, how do I deal with that? And it pisses the fuck out of me. I know it ruins his tempo, enemy jungler, but it doesn't really ruin that much, right? So instead of him going from Raptors to Wolves directly, he just goes through mid. So like extra 7-8 seconds, right? Yeah. And it pisses me off so much because his mid laner now is actually enabled.
Okay, so Foz, my argument would be that he's enabled from like everything we've missed so far, right? Like you missed timing skill shots, so the timing of your Q is huge. But also, this particular sequence here, where you're auto-attacking, and you've still got prio, I think, and then he does that, but you're not like, you don't auto-attack the wave for like 10 seconds here, look. That would be my argument. It doesn't matter if you get ganked or not here, bro, like you've already lost 1v1.
Okay.
Yeah, so I know like it will feel bad J4 coming mid, but lots of people will be like, oh yeah, but J4 mid, and it really guarantees like I was going to fight for prio, and it's like, well, you had prio, and you should never lose it after that point. So it's nothing really to do with J4, right? Like this lane here, just because you're not auto-attacking Foz is difficult, right? Yeah, like even TF here, like if he wanted to play 1v1, could just queue the wave. Because you're on cooldown.
Okay.
He could just queue the wave here, and in terms of 1v1, like it's still like not great for you.
Yeah. What if I played this correctly, right? Let's say I made correct decisions, level 1, level 2. I chunked him to, let's say, 70%. I did proc some, right? And I played auto attacks and everything. How do I make sure this shoves and like J4 gank doesn't do anything?
You just hold down here, because you'd be like even further up, and there would be a bigger difference between you and TF. Maybe even at that point was like you hit level 3. Because the next wave will be here at like 225-ish. Yeah? And you only need 2 melee. So when he ganks at like 235, let's say 240, you might be really close to 3. But even then, man, like it's so hard for him to chase you because you give your jungler more time here, right? Like, it's like your jungler, like your tower is here. Rather than you just running straight back and you're away from the minions and everything. Like if TF chases you, he's chasing you into your jungler, right? And there's going to be a 2v2 here, which is what you like hard win. If you just run straight back to tower, man, like you're absolutely right. Like TF now has access to the wave. Yeah?
Yes. Okay,
but
I see.
J4 can never chase you here, bro. Like if you play like lane properly, he has to run like that now. He can never run through here. Like he has to run like this. Yes. So that's like the difference, right?
Yes. So yeah, I think I have a mental block then. Yeah, okay, that's good. Really good actually. So good.
Because all of that Foz will like you're right, these are legit questions, and if you feel like that, of course you should ask them. But I'm just saying, man, if you time your Qs and you keep auto attacking the wave and you whatever else we've talked about, even if you want to put a ward down towards top side, yeah, whatever, it's still fine. Even though I'd rather you just hold bot and save the ward for a crab fight. But yeah, if you do all those things, man, like, and you run towards bot, the J4 is never going to be able to touch you, and you can just run back mid when TF's like W runs out. So yeah. All of those things will add up. Yeah, Foz, we don't really have much time, bro. So like, I'll ask you, like, do you have any questions about what we've talked about, or yeah, does it make sense, like what we've looked at?
Yeah, it does make sense. It helps a lot. Do I have questions? I'll probably look into this for I could 4 hours. Obviously, it's really good. But yeah, I mean, I think we covered a lot of things. So. Maybe it's a little bit too much information. Yeah, we ended up winning this game because they didn't have any damage on their team. But I think I fucked up the whole early game, and he got a lot of prio, he got a lot of ults off, he got the Shrelia shit going on, and we made a lot of bad plays as well. Like, we forced stuff while he had everything up, etc., etc. So, there's a lot of issues early game, and I could have controlled it. So this is very helpful, actually.
Yeah, most people's memory for a couple of points. Like, most people's memory is their recent memory. So like, after this game, you're going to be like, oh my god, like, you know, you just remember the last like 5 minutes or the last Baron fight, which is what everyone does. But if you can go back through this laning phase, and every fucking pro coach that I've seen will do this, they will go to like a team fight at Dragon at fucking 10 minutes, right? And if, like, let me put it this way, if you're not like, I even saw Faker, by the way, like, he's playing Orianna against Corki, and he gets giga gapped by Chovy. Now, I'm pretty sure it shouldn't happen because they were like blind picking Ori or banning it, right? And you didn't pick Corki into it. Chovy, I think, picked Corki or blind picked, and they picked Ori to beat Corki, but Chovy gapped Faker. I think it was game 5 of the LCK or some shit like that, or MSI. It was one of them, right? That's like those are like, or Faker's obviously like the GOAT or whatever, but that happens to him. Yeah, so like laning phase, people just think it's by default. Oh yeah, we picked TF Syndra, and then it's comp diff. Like, you guys aren't robots, right? It's not just like comp diff here. Like, Maokai's half HP. They're gonna get dove. And you didn't know that in draft. Or like the TF, you know, like being AFK at level 1, and you being able to Q him, and you getting prio, and putting pressure on him. And actually drawing J4 mid, by the way, Foz, will win you games. If I'm Viego here, I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck is he doing? He's just like a camp behind. It does mean a lot.
Yes,
the other point, mate, like, if I were you, I would go back through, especially the Syndra one, because you play this champ a lot, I'd go back through like what we've looked at, which isn't that long, but I would go back through it and watch it and try to like see if you can actually see now like what we talked about. And another thing I'd do is just go and type in rookie Syndra, Chovy Syndra, and just watch their POVs when they play, like, if you can find this matchup, or Syndra versus any control mage, really, right? And try to see when they queue. Even just focus on that. Just like, try to watch when they queue. All right, he queued on a minion, and another one, and another one. And it will probably just be that, man. Yes. But yeah, we chilling?
Yeah, we chilling. This was very